Welcome back to Reckless Banter. My name's Rain.
My name's Michelle.
We are one less reckless Can we squeeze in a little bit?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Well, yeah.
Where do you want me to go? Now the camera's off.
Yeah, it is. Go back. Go back. I think I just... Okay. There, Michelle, stay right there.
Stay.
Michelle.
Stay.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Welcome back to Reckless Banter. We have a guest tonight. She is probably the most educated woman that we've ever had in this room. For once, I finally felt kind of dumb.
No.
Yeah, I'm just
she is
kidding.
the most educated woman.
And
yeah.
until today, I've been the most educated person that's been in this room.
Michelle,
can
you verify that?
But
the most educated person was Eric.
Oh, that's true.
This is double
I forgot about Eric.
Wow.
My bad. Anyways, yeah. So we have Shana.
Yes. Hello.
I said the right name.
Good job.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So tell us about yourself. Tell us who are you? Where do you come from? What country were you born in? You know, all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Yeah, I'm Shana. I'm a North Carolina girl. I'm from Raleigh originally. Came this way after undergrad at East Carolina Go Pirates, where I played soccer, and came to the Charlotte area for grad school, but have been all around this side of the state ever since then, and moved to Belmont. This will be going on my fourth year here in 2026. So yeah, and I was a university English professor for a year, and now I help people.
How many is a year?
14 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now I help people write and publish their books, get them out in the world.
That's pretty cool.
It
Do
is
you
cool.
own like a publishing company, or you?
Yeah, it's so we help people self-publish. So self-publishing is pretty available now, and anyone can technically do it, but it's not the easiest thing to do all on your own. And so the two main places that our people publish are KDP Amazon, which is the Amazons, and Ingram Spark, which pushes it out to like Barnes and Noble online and bookshop.org, and then we can get them into independent bookstores that way as well.
Amazon makes it pretty easy to publish, right? Like you can self-publish, I guess.
Yeah, both Ingram and Amazon do. The thing
I've
about
never heard of
Amazon is it's only on, they do have an expanded distribution box you can check, but Amazon is Amazon is Amazon. If it's on Amazon, you know, that's the only place kind of to get it. So Ingram helps you kind of have it elsewhere.
Hey, Mom. Say hey to my mom. Yeah, there's my mom. So yeah, I had a question and then I forgot it. Michelle, pipe in over here.
You're doing great.
I got a lot going on.
So what made you want to start the publishing company?
Right.
What made you go there?
Yeah. So the reason I kind of knew early young age that I wanted to teach, and English was the only subject because I don't do math or other what feels more complicated things. And I've always just loved words. I used to, even as a kid, I would journal and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I've just always been fascinated with how we talk and communicate and people's accents and languages and all of that. And so hence the career. And I thought I would be just a university English professor forever. But then I kind of got sick and tired of academia, and it was sucking my soul. And so I started to look elsewhere, what else I could do. I thought, oh, maybe I could transfer skills into corporate or some BS like that. And that, of course, did not happen. And while I was kind of trying to find my way and leave the world of higher ed, I actually got licensed as a massage therapist. And that was actually the first business I started, was a little massage therapy practice out of my home at the time, and that was not going to, pay the bills. I did not want to do that forever and ever. But through that, I discovered coaching and like helping people kind of personal growth, self-care, personal development side of things. And that kind of led me into, I thought it would be like massage and coaching together. But then I had people who didn't live near me kind of reaching out, or people were like, I don't want to do massage. Can we just do the coaching? So that kind of led me into realizing, oh, I can work with people anywhere, everywhere.
And not have to touch them.
And not have to touch them. So I've certified as a coach, and then 2021, someone invited me, a fellow coach and mentor and colleague. She invited me to be kind of the writing support and editor for a magazine she was putting together for other coaches, and that made me have the like, oh, why don't I help people, like coach people with writing and writing a book? And it just kind of grew from there, because that's what I love the most about teaching, is helping people, because most of us have really, 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 we could probably sit here and say, like, who's the teacher that bled all over your paper in school? Do you remember that person who would always correct you? So my whole job as an English teacher was always like, let's help you feel really good about your words and how you talk and how you write and all of that, even if it's not standard. That was a long story into.
Well, with that, I'm curious to know your feelings on how, like, if you were still a professor now that AI is in the picture, like, I mean, I know there's ways for people to tell if AI wrote it, but like, what are your feelings on that? Does it help? Does it hurt?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not that AI is new. I mean, we had all kinds of tools, because people have been copying and pasting and using, the internet for writing for a long time. My whole thing with anyone is like, I just did my best to not create assignments that invited students to do that. Like, I don't want to just have something that they can just easily, like, if you create an assignment that all the student has to do is say, go write me a report about whatever person or experience or history or whatever, that's on you. Like, to me as a teacher, like, you need to do better. So I don't have personally, I mean, now we're learning like more environmental impacts about AI, and I'm certainly concerned about that. That kind of freaks me out. But in terms of just the concept of having a tool that, say, someone who does not feel good or confident, like getting their ideas going and all that, I think it can be a nice assisting tool. To me, it's like, why are you going to that tool in the first place? That's what I always want to ask, because my clients will use it and I can tell immediately, like, oh yeah, this sounds really your voice and all of that. And then there'll be like a line that I'm like, that doesn't sound like you all of a sudden, because I get to know them and how they write and how they, what their lines and sentences sound like. But to use it as, to get it to ask you questions, to generate ideas for you, to kick off, like, I don't necessarily have a problem. But if you're going to it because you think you're not capable or don't have the ability to create something for yourself because you feel lacking in some way, that I'm like, oh, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about that.
I was going to say, that would be me. Because with everything I've been through in the past 2 years and learned about myself from years before, I have actually considered it. Writing about it and like just putting it down. Of course. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah. Well, you've already started. You just right there.
No idea.
Boom. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, kind of the probably silliest and annoying thing when people are like, how do you get started writing a book? I'm like, well, you just put some words, like you flex the muscle, you start to put words down. You don't need an outline. You don't need to know exactly. The biggest myth, I think, is that we need to know exactly what we want to write before we write it. Yeah. That's not how it works.
So let's start from your earlier years.
Yeah.
Like how did the growing process come to today, basically? Like, I I don't know how old you are, and I'm
about to be 48 because
okay,
my book is coming out on Sunday.
I sat here and debated with myself for a while if I should ask or not. But I genuinely wanted to know, so that it makes sense. Or I'm sorry, I didn't mean that like that.
Tell me more.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Keep digging it.
No, anyways. So you went to college and everything.
Yeah.
Were you a good high school student?
I was decent. I wasn't straight A's.
Were you doing a lot of writing in high school? Did the writing thing was that a start young?
Yes, I always did personal writing for me, like emotions, feelings. That was a place that are, hey, dad did this, mom did that, this boyfriend that, this friend this. It was always a place. I would write poetry. I would love to go back and find that somewhere. I don't think it exists anymore, but words were just always. I wasn't there. A lot of English teachers are like, I love literature. And I could appreciate like other people's words, but I like that act of writing.
Just scoot up.
Scoochie.
Okay,
again.
they were perfect. They were good. We're good. All right.
He's on my nerves.
I'm sorry.
I know.
I felt so prepared tonight, and
you're so not.
I'm not. I'm really not. All right.
I mean, I think I don't want to assume, but have you guys had an experience where you've read something? I mean, even if it was something online, but at a young age or whatever. And I don't mean literature. I mean just like a music lyric or whatever, and it just like punches you in the gut or meets you right where you are in that moment. Mm-hmm. That little juicy nugget of goodness, like I love that. And how do we like helping people do that?
How do you inspire people through what you write on paper?
Yeah. Is that what you're...
Yeah.
Like taking a moment and building off of it?
Yeah, I mean, like you're sitting here like, how do I... If you're feeling this tug that there's something you've experienced, there's somebody else who needs to hear that from only the way you can say it, only the way you could put it out there in the world, however you choose to do that. Like I always kind of say, like there's someone out there hoping, wishing, praying for exactly what you have to say and exactly the way you want to say it whenever we feel that tug to like share in that way with our words. Yeah.
I feel like I'm a way better like writer than a speaker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I like really want to say something or, I guess express it, like I'm way better at like typing it out or whatever. Totally. And rather than trying to just speak it to somebody.
Yeah.
Like my vocabulary
words are hard.
Is to speak. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly. I proved
love
it.
that you have a podcast too. I love that. Irony.
I just like to look dumb on camera and try to say words.
Yeah.
But no, I'm a way better. Like I can put it on paper better or type it better.
Are you more verbal?
Yeah.
Michelle? Yeah. So everybody's different. And so and that's the case for if you're creating content or writing your book or whatever, you might be great at actually, and we have clients who I say like they talk their books and then we'll capture it or transcribe it or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're going to be the one to go off and, word vomit, right. And then all of a sudden like,
I'm trying to find the name of the book
there's
that
this
I
book there.
like, and it's driving me nuts.
Oh.
So I think I saw you have a PhD.
I do.
And sorry if I'm asking something that you already said, but you said a lot.
Oh, yeah. I like words. What is my PhD in?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it's from UNC Charlotte. It's technically curriculum and instruction, but wiggled underneath that is basically English education. So my undergrad, I became licensed as a high school English teacher, and I did do that for a little bit in Stanley County. Woohoo! But I ultimately, when I was teaching, I taught future high school English teachers. Were my majors, and then I would teach like freshman comp that everybody.
You taught high school English teachers?
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yep. So they were going to college to become high school English teachers.
Yeah.
Huh. How was that?
Is great. It's fascinating. I mean, a lot of the things that I like, the ways to support people are very similar from what would happen in the classroom. Like people who come to us now, we all have conceptions of how writing should happen or what we were taught. Same thing with learning to teach a subject. You know, you default to how you were taught with writing. You default to how you were taught with teaching, rightly or wrongly. And so kind of working with that and unlearning some things that maybe are not, you know, you got to think for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing in your life. So I like helping people with that.
Yeah, I guess I never like latched on to English ever in school. I never had a teacher that like really made it interesting for me at all. Like I really just didn't, I didn't latch on to a whole lot in high school at all. But it just, English was like, math was the worst. I don't care what any, but math was the worst. I always loved science because it was very, and I think maybe that's the problem with, it wasn't very like hands-on.
Right.
They're just
read this,
I enjoy reading as long as I enjoy what I'm reading.
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy what I'm reading, I'm going to read like the first 2 pages, and if it hasn't got my attention, it's good. You're done. I'm done.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Like, what Shakespeare?
Not happening. I love real story. I used to read books by Anonymous because it was people's real stories, and I like hearing about what real people have experienced. There's some fiction out there. Fiction, right?
What about young adult fiction? Have you ever read young adult?
Just never really. I mean, I read Harry Potter.
Yeah. No, like a little bit older.
I read 50 Shades of Grey. I read that whole series.
Nice.
I did. I was into that one. And I read Colleen Hoover's, the one that just had the movie, It Ends With Us.
Oh, yeah.
I did read that, but it's hard for me to relate to any of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is like, it's literally like I'm watching a movie. Like, I don't relate to anything in this movie. Right. I don't relate to anything in this book. I like hearing real people's stories.
Right. That, I mean, honestly, that's a lot of what, like, the people I hear, they're like, I've never read anything that shares my story or my perspective from my way. And I mean, that's why, like, maybe you need to write what you want to read.
True. I just feel like it's just like when I'm watching, I mean, I love the show, but I watch Law & Order SVU.
Yeah.
And then I watch a murder documentary.
Right.
I much prefer that murder documentary because it's a real story. Yeah. It actually happened where you can relate, like, okay, this case is based off of this case.
Right.
But it's still fake.
Yeah.
And you're seeing all the flaws in what's fake. And I guess that's what I do when I read. I dissect it. Mm-hmm. I'm that one. I'll stay on a page, not because I have to reread it, because once I read a paragraph, I forgot it, but because I'm like, wait a minute, something didn't sound right. And then I'm going to go back and dissect what I just read. And I'm like, no, that doesn't happen in real life.
Right. No, I hear you. So your nonfiction, maybe memoirs and things like that a little bit more.
I think my favorite book has always been A Child Called It.
Yeah.
That one's been, and it's a really, really sad book.
Right.
But it was his story. It's really what happened to him. You're hearing his point of view of what happened to him. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. What's the last book you read, Brain?
The intro.
I listen to books. Is that this? Would you consider that the same as reading a book?
Yeah, yeah.
You think?
Of course.
I mean, it's kind of weird.
Somebody's reading it to you, so you're still technically reading the book.
Sorry.
Okay, it don't matter. Jeff spills a beer a week. Like I said, I'm a better. I can write it down. I've always wanted to like. I've felt compelled to write at times. You know what I mean? And I feel as though like I have a pretty decent vocabulary, but when it comes to I don't really know where I'm going with this.
Like putting it together, a structure of some sort.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Because you're so organized, Rain.
So like
that's okay. You don't need to.
I've done stand up a handful of times.
Nice.
And like I've always been like kind of the funny guy, you know, like just always making jokes and laughing and whatever. And I'm really big into comedy and like stand up comedy and all that. So I've done it a handful of times, and like I have a lot of stories that like in my brain I can see them playing out, but I don't know how to write them in a sense to pinpoint the certain parts that need to stick out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So just right there, like you have it very, like you just expressed it so well. I have these stories. They're very clear to me. I've experienced them based on, doing stand up, like just starting there. It's as soon as we start to go, okay, and then I've got to put it in paragraphs, and I got to know what's going to go where, and I got to know that no, because I'm going to use the fancy word. It's a recursive process, meaning you're literally taking what's on the inside and putting it on the outside. As soon as you do that, it starts, and you're reading it. It's now this like back and forth little thing happening.
It's like you're spitting it out and then you're putting it back in and digesting it.
Yes, and something's going to shift in that. It's going to tell you what it needs to be as you're reading it. Because, just like you said, I read stuff sometime and I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. How could that happen if this happened and you're going back and all that? Well, imagine you kind of being like that with your own,
which I would, because
words.
I would write it and like overthink it and again dissect it.
Yeah, not that, but like yes, like we have the ability. You've reread something you've written, right? Sometimes like this, where you're like, oh my gosh, I meant to say it like that. I shouldn't have written it like that. Like we all have that capability. The fact that we're asking ourselves to know what we would or like what it needs to be exactly, how the order, the right words, the order of the words, making sure the audience is going to like it. Before we even put a word down, why would you ever want to write?
True.
So letting go of that and just starting with that, you know what? There's these stories. Yeah. Okay. Write those down.
Confessions of a stand-up comedian.
Ooh.
I like that.
I'm just here for the
title.
For the laughs.
For the title.
That's amazing. So when you were a teacher.
Yeah.
Or a what do you call it? Professor.
Oh, yes.
So were you ever a high school teacher?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us about that. What grade?
I taught 10th and 12th.
Laugh. That's what I would do. You want to teach high school?
Yeah, so this was between my master's and my PhD, and I was trying to figure out what kind of doc program I was going to go into, and I didn't know, and I needed a job, and so I taught at West Stanley High School in Stanley County, North Carolina.
Where's Stanley County?
Albemarle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just a little back towards Charlotte from Albemarle.
I'm originally from Rowan County. So
Oh, yeah.
Neighbors.
Yes. You're the a little bit north neighbor of that. Is it north?
Is it north? I don't know. I'm not. I'm not Christopher Columbus. I don't know where McDonald's is. It's fine.
I know where all the McDonald's are.
So as all good things in life,
sounds pretty good.
A friend of mine's family knew the principal. The principal called me up. His name was Bud Smith.
That sounds about right.
Yes.
Hey, yo, Bud.
And said, hey, do you want to come teach high school? And of course it sounded like $1 bajillion million at 23 years old or whatever I was.
Of course.
And I said, sure. And then he said, and do you want to coach soccer? And I said, oh yeah, because I played soccer and I used to coach and stuff. And so I coached the guys and the girls teams actually, which was a fun adventure.
That's quite the dynamic.
It was. Yeah. The first day I had to go out there and just scrimmage them and put them on there.
The guys or the girls or both?
The guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they looked at me like, yeah. And I was like, okay, bet, let's go.
That's great.
And so that, they just needed to know that I could do what I was asking them to do. Probably much better than most of them could. So yeah, I did that for a couple of years and then started my PhD program, and that almost killed me trying to do a doctoral program and teach high school and coach soccer.
I was going to say, you had a lot on your plate doing all three
and it was
of
like,
those.
I mean, it wasn't super far, but trying to go to UNC Charlotte for classes and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was the in-between for a good little bit.
So, so you taught high school classes. Can you tell us do you have any wild stories, like some bad kids or anything? Like,
I love them all. I mean, I used to always say first day, like, look, it's kind of like your family. Like, you walked in automatically, I love you. We're not going to like each other all the time, though. And, like, I'm going to be your biggest champion. And, like, if you work with me, I will work with you. And I didn't teach, like, the honors kids or AP or anything like that. Like, I got the good ones. Probably biggest was, I remember the class I had one, I think it was 10th graders. And after lunch, they were psychos. And there became this whole obsession about the bathroom, which, of course, you just went to lunch. You did your lunch thing. Great. We have to go to the bathroom. There was just always something. And so finally, I was like, let's take this back to elementary days. We're going to all go to the bathroom at the exact same time. I'm going to walk you down the hall, and I would stand outside and wait for everybody to go
I'd
to
have
the
been
bathroom.
mad because I wandered the halls. Can I go to the bathroom? I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Of course.
The vending machine.
Because that's what would happen, right? One would go, and then the next would go, and I'm getting calls like, Miss Woodward, you're blah, 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 down the hall. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, my God, come on, guys. Just, like, go to the bathroom and come back. Then there was one time where they just, like, they were all in there together. It was, of course, the guys. Sorry to stereotype, but they just, like, trashed the whole bathroom.
That
like,
doesn't surprise me.
Dumped the trash can over, took all the paper towels out, ran all the toilet paper. So that was a fun one.
If you were going to treat them like elementary schoolers, they were going to act like elementary schoolers.
I guess so. So that was a fun thing. And then, there'd be a fight every now and then, and I'm like jumping over desks trying to get in between kiddos.
have you actually jumped over a desk?
I did. Yeah, I was at I hated having the desk in rows, and there was one semester where I just had like 32 kids, and there was no other way. I like to try to make circles as much as possible, so we were I didn't like the whole teacher at the front, students there facing me. Like,
well, Albemarle, you got them country boys. They'll throw a fist quick.
Yeah. Oh, this was actually, the jumping over the desk was a girl that was getting ready to take a guy out.
Sounds about right too.
She had one too. She was done. So, well, yes, I somehow went from my desk a couple of rows
that's where
over
I'd
to
fail.
theirs.
I'd probably let it happen because I'd be like, "You gonna learn your lesson one way or the other.
Yeah.
Just learn it now."
Right. Yeah, it's certainly nothing ever full blown broke out, but in the hallway or whatever,
Yeah. I was one of those. See, I couldn't imagine teaching high school because I reflect on myself as a high schooler.
Right.
And if I did not like you as a teacher, I made your life a living hell. I was one of those students where if I didn't like you, you knew.
Yeah.
And I had no shame in embarrassing you in front of the entire class. If I liked you, we were great. But if I didn't like you as a teacher, I'd let you know really fast.
Nice.
Just like I am now. If I don't like you as a person, you know pretty quickly.
Nice.
Who I am.
And she keeps coming around.
Yeah, well, see? Still here.
There you go. It's a compliment.
Rain passed.
I
Rain
passed.
actually didn't like me at first.
Oh, I love those stories.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good friends where it's like, yeah, we did not like each other when we first met. That's always a fun turnaround.
Thought she was a bish.
He did. And I asked him when we hadn't talked again. We had only met that one time. And I asked him to be my lifesaver in case my Jeff that's on the show. Yeah. I was going on my first date with him and I didn't know him and it was right up the road. And I text Rain and I was like, so if anything happens, like you live closest, he messaged me back like 2 days later. I was like, thanks. Thanks for being there for me.
Well, I didn't mean to, but
I think you did it on purpose.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't like her, so I figured,
Was this the first
fend for
episode
yourself.
in the previous podcast?
So I was on an episode as a guest of That Stupid Dating Show. And then just a couple months after that, I came on as a guest host with a friend. I had gotten a friend to come on as a guest, and then Rain was like, "Do you just want to be a host?" And
nice.
Here I am.
Yeah,
a year,
sticking it out.
14 months later.
14
months.
Wow, could almost have 2 babies by then.
Why do we have to go?
That was such an interesting connection.
I'm just saying. I mean, I always like anytime.
Is that how you add things? How many babies? This is 3 babies. This is 4
I was
and a half
going to
babies.
say every time somebody like says 9 months, I'm like, oh, could have been a baby.
Interesting. You might want to. You should do some writing and reflect on
like
what that is.
A full term. None
of us are math people in the room.
Oh my god,
those are my years. Like I was in my mom for 9 months. That's a full year to me.
Oh, it felt like longer to her.
Doesn't that make sense now?
I get it. We used to in the English department where I taught. We got these mugs made, and it said, "I'm an English major. You do the math." And I loved that mug because
that was pretty clever, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'm terrible. I'm like, I would need groups in the class. I'd be like, I need 4 groups. Make it happen. I don't know how many of you. I don't just make it happen. Like, it's really bad.
So when you left being a professor, what made you just finally be like, I'm so done?
It was, there's this threshold that everyone kind of reaches, and there's always like a leap, right? So it was a mixture of, I literally felt like I was shriveling up and dying every time. I loved going to the classroom and being with my students. That part was great. It was all the other administrative stuff and the, kind of preaching about, we want innovation, but, you want to make that change? No, we don't do that here. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. And everything was just supposed to be intrinsically motivated, no pay raises. Like I was making the most I was going to make for the rest of my life.
Oh.
And because I'd become a tenured professor and, got my little like $1,000 bump, and that was it. And so we weren't getting raises. We weren't even getting cost of living raises at that time, which was still like 1% or something silly.
Yeah.
And so I had started these, kind of exploring this other business going on with coaching and all of that. And I just quickly realized how I could make so much more and have way more flexibility and still kind of be doing what I was doing, at least like the way I approached it and helping people with their words and the funnest parts of what I was doing. And one of my biggest values is freedom. And so I was
going to say, I feel like a school system, whether it's college, high school, whatever, they kind of narrow down your creative ability when it comes to teaching, because you have to teach their curriculum, their way,
right. That's part of why I wanted to become a university professor, because you do have more flexibility and freedom and ownership over stuff like that. And like when I went to college, I was like, this is great. You get to cruise around, pretty campus, like let's stay in this environment forever. And that was there, but it just the other expectations, being in committees that you did not care about or have any connection to.
You had to do that?
Yeah, meetings for meeting's sake, which nobody.
A meeting that could be an email?
Yes, just because we need to say we're meeting. And then, of course, there's always people who want to actually talk in the meeting and make it 2 times longer than it needs to be.
Don't you hate those people? Like, okay, anybody got anything else? No, put it down. Put it down.
Right.
So I have a question, but before we get to the question,
yes.
Ghostbird's been lighting us up.
Ghostbird.
Ghostbird is he's always in here. He said, "Wicked smart. Are you up to date on modern lingo?"
Well, I do have a 13-year-old, so yes and no.
Are you not just blown away at the words that become trending? Like
skibbity riz.
What? I haven't heard that
skibbity
one.
riz.
6'7".
6'7". I still don't understand.
It's
So
nothing.
someone comes up to me and they say 6'7", I'm going 8'9".
It means nothing. I have confirmed it means nothing. I am proud that my 13-year-old is like, the 6th graders are still doing 6'7". We're so over it. I'm like, cool.
What else what did I hear the other day? I heard something the other day and I was like, what words just came out of your mouth? But now now you done said skivvy riz and I'm like, what is that?
Skivvy riz. Is that really one?
I think it's old. It's older now.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Yeah, it's going away.
God.
But
I have a 14-year-old and I haven't even heard that one.
Yeah,
He's a little past the. I don't know.
Goat is back in a way like. Mine will be on like talking with someone and gaming with a friend and talking to them, and they're like, "Hold on, the goat just walked in."
Are you the goat?
I'm the goat.
Why are you
greatest of all time?
Well, okay.
Yeah. And then if I'm ever doing something that they deem as like old person, then I get called Unk.
I've seen that one.
I have not.
You know,
I used to glitching or something like that.
I used to work in this warehouse, and there was probably like 60, 70 people that worked out on the floor and everything. And when the big boss would come around, like the guy, like the GM of the whole warehouse or whatever, we would say bulldog. Like if somebody spotted them, they'd be like, bulldog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Little code word.
You know, spread it around.
Kind of like the movie The Devil Wears Prada. Or no, not that one. Was it The Proposal, where they sent out an email with like the witch has landed or something like that when Sandra Bullock's walking through the office?
Yeah.
I think I said bet earlier, so maybe that's where
you
that
did.
Yeah, you did say bet earlier. I was like, oh, you said that when you were 23. Like, that wasn't even a thing when you were 23, but okay.
No, hindsight language. Yeah.
You're sort of a tough human being to read, you know? Like, you have up-to-date terms, and then you're like, I just go off into another dimension when you talk for long periods of time because I just lose track of
He does
everything.
That with anybody that talks
No,
for
that's
long
not true, Michelle. I will turn your mic off.
Okay.
Fight.
But okay, yeah. So I was reading the comments. We made it to 2 comments.
Good job.
Latched on
He's a
after
really good reader if you haven't caught on to that.
See, I can read it better in my mind. Latched on after Frankenstein and Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes. What is the answer to life itself?
I don't remember what we were talking about at that time. Fun times reading magazine articles and Surfer. Okay. There was other comments that were better.
Somebody said, "What up? That's a good beer."
Yeah, I saw that.
It is.
A lot of these, that one needs to be deleted.
Can you read? Can you read modern texting? That's obvious. I saw something. I'm sorry. I'm wasting time here, but I saw some.
Of those need to be blocked and deleted.
Yeah, there was one I did.
Okay, good. I can't see much.
Okay. Anyways, back to you. God, I forgot your name. Why am I so bad?
You'll get there.
Shana.
Good job.
Good job.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
You.
So,
he forgets my name every now and again still.
Michelle's and Cheese. So tell us about your book. How many books have you written?
A
lot?
Several. I don't know what number this is. So this is my second solo, just me book. And then I've done several multi-author books. So it was more than just me.
Multi-author.
Like more than one collaborative book or...
How does that work? Because I did look at something and I saw multi-authors. So like, how does that work? Because in the music scene, there's a lot of times multiple writers.
Right.
So like, how do you multiple write?
Yes. So there's kind of 2 different ways. The very first book I ever was an author in, we were literally kind of sitting like this and had laptops up and we're talking and writing and talking and writing. And
are you talking about like, I guess the story or whatever it is?
Well, that was so that first ever one, I was still in the world of education. So it was about a tool that we used in the classroom called daybooks, which are just like the cow covered mead composition notebooks that we used in our classroom. So that was a very, like we're composing together synchronously, and there was some apart times too, but that's how that one went. The other collaborative books is sort of like Michelle has a chapter, I have a chapter, Rain has a chapter. We maybe have an initial theme, or we're coming together because we have something in common that we want to kind of write towards. And we, as we're writing kind of the theme or whatever, the focus we want to do for our part, our piece, our contribution kind of gets revealed.
So it's just basically you all come together and like,
when it's like that, we don't have to, like, you can be wherever you are in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now when we do, like, this is actually a book that we put out through our Synergy Publishing Group, and we help the authors write their pieces. And then as they're submitting them and we're giving feedback and all of that through the different drafts that they write, then we're just doing this right now. We have a book that's coming out in a couple of months because we have a book series that we have now. Anyway, we decide like where we want each chapter, each person's piece.
Okay.
Now that they've come together, and sometimes they know what the others are writing, and sometimes they don't. But they know kind of the common theme that they're writing towards. They just all have their own story or version of what they want to write about.
Okay.
Towards that theme.
I just thought about the Bible was a multi-written book.
Good job. Wow.
Single translated.
Wow. That's a good point. Yep. It's a collage, basically.
Yeah. So I know this is like a crazy question. I mean, maybe it's not crazy, but it just seems like, why would somebody ask this? But why write a book?
Good question.
Oh.
I think that would go based off the author. Like, what compelled you to write a book?
Well,
like, why did you want to write it?
That was my question, Michelle. Why write a book? Why?
So you're asking her directly why she chose to
I
write
was
a book.
looking at her.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just asking.
I didn't know if you meant like anyone in the universe.
No, I was.
I had the same confusion. It made sense to
I
Rain
think you
and
were
Rain
more
only.
confused.
No.
Okay.
I think.
Why write a book? Like what's the purpose of writing a book?
Right. I mean, for me, each one has been a little bit different, the why behind it, but I like it. I mean, as a person who owns a business, I wouldn't ask people to do something that I don't do. So I need to always be kind of writing a something, even if I don't publish like frequently.
Is it to get your perspective out?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, the pull. I don't have to write a book. I could never write a book again, and I think I'd be okay. But this one, like, it woke me up when I wrote it towards the end of last summer, and I don't know.
Are you doing it for yourself?
That's probably number one impetus. Is this? I mean, this particular book, I needed it. It was a book I know I needed.
Like, I can understand somebody that enjoys writing stories and wants to put them out there.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even want to bring up the money aspect of it. Like, you're not doing it for money.
No.
No. But like,
not money from book sales.
Right. But it's just like to write a book and go through the process of publishing it. Is that because you want other people to hear what you have to say?
Yeah. I mean, this will live well beyond me, and it's pretty cool that there's multiple things out in the world that.
So do you look at it like it's a physical copy of what you feel or?
Yeah, I mean, so I only write nonfiction. I'm not a dreamer in the world of fiction. We have authors that publish. We just published our first fiction novel the end of last year, and now starting children's books. And I just don't dream in like characters and plots, and I just can't. It's kind of like you with it's got to be real. Yeah, like I write from life. Yeah.
Ghostbird made a good point. Yeah. What's the motivation?
Yeah.
What's the motivation behind?
Like, what was the motivation just for this one? What made you want to write this?
Or any of them?
Yeah, I want to help people. I like the idea of something that I don't have to be there beside someone. Like, it's accessible. It can reach more people than I ever could work with in my business.
You want to help people.
I want to help people. I like, yeah, I mean, that's why I became a teacher. I like the idea of supporting someone from point A to point B.
I remember my question from earlier. Okay, this is kind of way off subject, and why not take a hard curve?
You're going to forget.
No, I'm not.
Then say it.
So as a high school teacher, so I listen to a lot of different stuff, and I've heard a lot about, people, like, trying to word this in a certain way.
Write it down.
The school system itself, or the education system, is actually what I mean. How do you feel about our education system? Is it are kids being taught, the things they should be taught? And if you don't want to answer anything, that's fine.
No.
But
I think we have still a very archaic. It's old. Like the core tenets of we teach subjects, and it's a very. I get why we did it. Reading, writing, arithmetic. Like I know why we did. I mean, education. You got to go way back, but the reason we ever had started our public school systems was to Americanize immigrants coming in from Ellis Island and make everybody kind of have this homogenous understanding of things, American things, what it means to be, but what we wanted them to know, right? And what we wanted them to be able to do skill-wise. And we still have a lot of kind of that homogenous. We want everyone to know these same things, even though we're all very, very different.
You said one sentence in there that really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
What we wanted them.
Yeah.
What we wanted them to know.
Yeah. And who and the deciding of that.
And by me asking, what I'm asking is, like, do you feel it is, in a sense, I don't want to say ran by the government, but like there's the curriculum of everything is what we want you to know and what we don't want you to know. In a sense, like, I don't feel like my everyday life, the knowledge that I have today, I gained. I mean, like maybe 20% of it came from school.
Right. Yeah.
I
will give a shout. I mean, I have a middle schooler right now in our local school system. And I will say, I do like that, like, just learning how to be a good human is actually coming through a little bit more, like learning more skills and how to deal with stress and things like that. I wish there were continued more practical things. I think everyone has to know, like, who Shakespeare is. I don't know. I mean, it gives you, the only thing I like about stuff like that, whatever it is in whatever subject area, is if there's a moment where you need that, like, form of capital, like that thing, social capital, cultural capital, whatever, educational capital. Okay, great. You can pull that trick out of your hat. But I don't know, and so I would rather support a young person's mind in a both and of, hey, here's some historically important whatevers that we've had, and ask what they like. I would love kids to have more onus over their learning and education. I wish they moved their bodies more in school. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that we ask 5 to 18-year-olds to sit in a desk for, 8 hours a day?
I think it's crazy to ask a 14-year-old what he wants to do as a career for the rest of his life.
Yeah, so we just had the opportunity to sign up for, like, this pre-ACT thing, which is like one of the standardized tests that kids take.
At 13?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, we're good.
Wow. So my son, he does online schooling. Because he's a race car driver, so he's gone a lot, and he would miss school for this life experience, and then he'll get truancy letter, and it's like, look, he's racing, like, he's not, send his work with him, like, we're telling you, anyways. So he ended up going into online schooling. Now, I don't care for it because there's a social aspect I feel like that is getting missed. Granted, he's socializing at the racetrack. He does have friends like that he goes and hangs out with and stuff. But I feel like there's this whole like experience of high school that he's missing because he's in 9th grade. Yeah. But as far as education goes, he does get to pick the classes that he wants to be in. I've seen some of them, like one of them's like high school emotional, development and stuff like that. And that's good that he's able to choose his classes. There's your basic English and stuff. Sure. But like, what did I do? I failed Algebra 2 3 times.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
And I had to force myself to learn Algebra 2 to get past it because I had to have it to graduate high school. What the hell am I doing with anything from Algebra 2 now? Right. What am I doing with it? Yeah. It did nothing for me. I price out auto glass for a living. Like, I'm a customer service representative with a degree in business administration. Like, that is what what did Algebra 2 do for me? What did geometry do for me? Yeah. I mean,
it's a tough. I mean, back to your original. I mean, I can get the idea that there should be some common things, but as soon as we start to decide what those common things are, it's like, well, why are we choosing that over this, right? Like, why are we choosing Algebra 2 over I don't know what else? Their fun math thing that could be, and biology over something else, or each grade in high school of English has a literature kind of focus, right? Like British literature, American literature, world literature. And what do we choose in those and all of that? Like I come from the world of teaching. I love teachers. I respect teachers. We do not appreciate the education, the people, the humans who are doing the educating.
Not at all.
Nearly as much as we should. One of my favorite, it was probably one of the first years teaching college and teaching first year comp that everybody had to take. And I had a student who wrote their like final argumentative paper of what if we flipped it and teachers were earning the salaries that like whatever our highest paid,
I think it's like 58,000
business,
a year,
whatever. But what if they were getting paid like a doctor or a CEO? Or
they would care more,
whatever,
and probably,
and how would that shift everything instead of kids hate, because it would trickle down and into the classroom and all of that. So,
well, and dealing with kids, like they're mean. So,
but why are they mean? I don't think kids are mean.
Kids are mean,
but they're not inherently mean.
No.
They're stuck in a, I would be mean too. I was mean. Because of what I was being asked to do. You know what I mean? Not because my personality was
they're not paid enough.
Right.
The teachers aren't paid enough to deal with it. That's the problem is teachers get burned out.
Of course, because they're asked to do it.
And then it's just like, fine, I'll just teach what you want me to teach. And then it's not engaging for the kids and it causes disruptions. And it just kind of sucks because I do know teachers. One of the girls I went to high school with was my kid's like 3rd grade teacher. And I mean, they try, and she really does care. She loves the kids. Granted, it's easier when they're in elementary school because all the kids are loving in elementary school. But usually when people go into teaching, it's truly because they love to teach and they do want to help people, but they lose that love for it once they get into teaching.
Yeah. I mean, I think my experience, yes, there is a big picture government, Department of Education and then at the state level, but really each individual school, the way that principal supports or does not the teachers, the main stakeholders, which are the teachers and the students in the classroom. Like those are the ones running the ship. I mean, that's where everything, the good stuff hopefully happens, and they're the last ones to be asked for any kind of input.
How do you worry, or how do you feel about AI taking over teaching jobs?
I mean, there's some element of it. I don't walk around with any kind of real worry. That would
that was by Ghostbird, by the way.
Thanks, Ghostbird. I don't have an immediate worry. That would, to me, there's a long ways off from that. I mean, do we have education right now or ways of getting certificates or maybe even degrees? I don't know. And it is AI'd, probably. And I think the people who want that will seek it out and be fine with it.
Seems to me if AI were to take over teaching completely, it would go back to that. We teach you what we want you to know.
Yeah, it would not have, there would be a big loss, even more so maybe in just kids learning like human skills.
Yeah.
That's why I struggle with the iPads now. All the schools switching to iPads. That's one reason. Like my elementary schooler was on an iPad all the time, and I'm like, we're trying to limit screen time, and everything you do is on. There was a no homework policy, so he was on an iPad all day, and then I never knew what he was learning. Right. Never knew anything.
What's a no homework policy?
They didn't have no homework. Everything was done.
There's a lot of research that you really shouldn't have homework until older.
Definitely think we shouldn't have homework.
Well, then we switched to a charter school after the COVID year and everything. We switched to a charter school, and he was pen to paper. Mm-hmm. And he learned so much more. But I'm that kind of person too. Like when I was in college, I did all online school, and I wrote. There would be a PowerPoint. I'd write every single line of that PowerPoint down for hours. I would just write and write and write because that's how I was absorbing the information.
Right. So this was something I kind of discovered just doing the podcast is like a lot of times Michelle will get like an outline for the show that we're going to do. And, so I take what she sends and I write it all down, like from top to bottom. So then I'm all of a sudden more fluent in it as we're doing it. Like it just comes to me way easier.
Because you absorb it as you're writing it. Right. You're having to register it because you're writing it down.
You know, I'm going to start writing more.
Love it.
I think and I don't even know what to write about. You know what that's my biggest problem with a lot of things is like, I love the appearance of a blank sheet of paper, and I'd think about filling it up, but it's like I don't even know where to start or what to write.
Okay, because you're intimidated.
Really
intimidated?
Dumb.
Dumb?
Do you doodle? No, you're not dumb. I said, do you want something really dumb?
Oh yeah. I doodle a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Doodle.
Doodle. But I want to write.
It'll lead there.
So I always
write about what I'm doodling.
Sure. I mean, even just so what you're talking, you guys are actually telling yourselves how to do it because you're saying I go and take her outline and I write it down for myself, and there's something that happens there. So how can we apply that same thing to this little moment of a blank page, which feels a little scary and intimidating and overwhelming and whatever? So can you just I don't know what to write. This is dumb. What am I doing? Like a little meta moment. Or you can doodle. And then usually it's just as soon as you start to wiggle the fingers, even if it's on the keys, fingers to keys or pen to paper, it's just a little muscle. It's like the first mile if you're going for a walk or a run or whatever.
I could see that.
The worst one.
And when you said I don't know what to write, blah, 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 I could see how, because when I think about those first few lines, it's like I feel dumb doing this, I feel stupid for writing this, but I can see how you just write whatever you're thinking and then it just slowly develops into something, and then all of a sudden you're writing a story. The
overwhelm comes from we were taught. I mean, think if you, again, I know you didn't have great English class experiences, but any assignment you had, it was all about the final product. We're trying to go somewhere. We're trying to get somewhere. And if we're not, then it's not worthwhile. And you're talking about, let me just flex this muscle and see what shows up.
You said I didn't have great English class experience.
I thought you said
I
one
said
of you.
That. I didn't have.
I was going to say, because I had one English teacher that totally let me sleep. Every class.
That's not a good English class experience.
I thought it was.
That's a napping experience. Listen.
Did you drool? I had one student that would drool, fill up the whole desk.
I used to not be a drooler, but lately I've been drooling a lot. I don't know why. I wake up and it's just
I was sitting here thinking as you were saying it, I'm like, and you said exactly what I was thinking. God, I feel so stupid doing this. I'm writing down how stupid I feel, and I'm like, well, who do you feel stupid to? Who's going to see it?
Well,
that's what I'm saying. We have some kind of story we're telling ourselves. That's the only thing you're battling.
But I was saying, you're writing that and you're feeling stupid, but if you just keep going, like you'll start to just kind of write a story or what you're thinking as you're going. Like I can see how it can turn into something big.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta start.
Yeah. So tell us about this book.
Yes.
Give it to us.
I'm good to say the title, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What you mean?
Oh, yeah.
I figured. So the title is Shit No One Tells You About Starting an Online Business. This was for me, I'm a very shocker to everyone, long-winded writer.
We got that. Just kidding.
No. I know. I am self-aware. But this one I did not. It only looks longish because it's a 5x8 size. Most books are 6x9, like this little journal is. So it makes it look fatter than it actually is. But when you kind of skim, like it's not written in typical paragraphs and whatnot. Really, there's a lot of bullet points and all of that. I wanted to kind of be a quick and dirty, desk side support for people who are finally saying like, F it, I got to get out of this job. I have always wanted to have a business. And, most people have some kind of online presence, and just in kind of the 8 years of doing what I've been doing, there's just some things where I'm like, listen, I wish this were more normalized. So it's not, here's how to bro market, here's shiny object, here's your 10-step plan. It's more, you will cry in your sweatpants, and you should get paid for what you want to do, and you don't have to do things for free. And
shit no one tells you. So what is that? Like she's
right.
Has an online business. What, like, do you have anything you can kind of reference?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing, some of the biggest things are where you start is nowhere near where you're going to wind up. And it is, if it feels like you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Constantly. I always say, like, my biggest job is just keeping myself sane in the uncomfortable, kind of constant uncomfortable discomfort of, I'm putting something out there. I don't know if it's going to work exactly.
Yeah.
And even I think business gets this whole like, oh, just follow what somebody else has done. Well, no, that's not going to work, because you're not that person, and you have a different background and different audience and different skills and all of that. And so it's not a how-to, it's a, if you're feeling this or experiencing this, this is normal.
Yeah.
There's a lot about talking about money and pricing, because I'm adamant that like the people who are heart-centered and mission-driven, they should have all the monies, and let's get you paid. And so that's hard for people who are trying to, do things in integrity and for a good reason, and not like most of the people are like, I'm not in it for the money. It's like, well, but you need the money.
I'm in it for the money.
We need you to have the money. So I think, we kind of get shamed for talking about money and wanting to have a profitable business and whatnot. And I don't have any problem like supporting someone. A lot of my clients have businesses or are starting businesses, and their books are a branch on the tree of what they're building. And, I'll have the people that start out and say, oh, I just want to do this workshop and I'll just offer it for $7. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You may do that later, but not until you're living.
Yeah. There's some workshops we looked at for the business that we're in, and I mean, they're not cheap. And I'm like, well, duh, because they've built,
right.
They've established and they know what they're talking about. And this is what they do for a living now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we're just going to have to wait on it, but we'll get there.
Yeah. And there could be other ways, right? Like you could follow people on social media, or, if there's someone who could just even having a conversation with people who have done similar things to what you have done. But so and boundaries, like we don't talk about boundaries in business. It's really easy to want to leave your soul-sucking job, and then you start this business and you suddenly are 24/7 available because you feel like if you miss a one thing, and so then you become the like shitty boss that you built.
Right.
And so, how do you build something that's in alignment for like what's important to you? And for most people who are building a business, they want freedom, they want flexibility, and they want to make money. And so it's kind of like just a big FU to kind of traditional ways of thinking about business and thinking you need to do it like anybody else.
I feel like most people that start businesses, they want the freedom and the money and this and that. But I've seen a lot of people that have started businesses and their businesses are doing great and everything, but they don't necessarily have freedom. They don't necessarily have the money, I mean, at what point does it make sense? At what point is it actually, worth it?
Right.
Is it life or,
sure,
constant work? Sure.
Yeah. Or your passion or whatever.
I guess that's what you value more.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, there's, he's kind of this, he's an embodiment coach, but he's a cool guy. His name is Philip Shepard. And he has this saying, he says, most people are chasing two things in life, security and freedom. And he says, if you chase security, you'll get neither. If you chase freedom, you'll get both. And it's just a like kind of mindset shift of like really being committed from the jump to not falling into this is my life, this is everything. Or if you've got a job and you're starting your business, like hold on as long as you can to both. And which was super hard for me, super duper hard for me. I wanted to leave like as soon as I discovered, I can do this thing. Peace out. And like hanging in there a little bit until yes, there's always going to be a little gap where you've got to have a little leap of faith, but trying to stay until you can really feel sustained by the business in some capacity, unless you have some other means of support or, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Somebody else, or, you're not the primary, everything financially for your family or something like that. But, and that's hard. That's really hard because you get that idea and you're like, I'm out of here. This is it.
Yeah. It's like, it's going to happen, but you really don't know.
Right.
So calm down.
I mean, again, living in that uncertainty, I really think that's like one of the number one things is learning how to live in that level of uncertainty.
Well, and it adds that pressure if you quit, like me, if I were to quit my job and just run the boutique, I'm like, now I have the pressure of the fact that I don't have any money.
Right.
Because, I mean, granted, our line is saturated and harder because people are, doing needs versus wants now mostly. And it's been really hard, but everybody was like, you can't take a break. If you take a break, and I'm like, I'm not taking a break. I need to stop. I need to reevaluate.
Yeah.
And then I need to try again. Because right now, what we went in with on our plan, they ain't gonna work.
Right.
We've got to reevaluate we learned a lot.
Yeah.
In a very short, because we just launched it in like September. And then we had our last event in December, and we did really, really well at that event.
Yeah.
But then it was like, okay, but we learned a lot at that event. We need to stop. We need to reevaluate and then relaunch when we're ready.
Yeah, and it's not really stopping because you're still thinking about it. You're still planning. You're still living it and breathing it and all of that. And I mean, like, that's the other thing is we have accomplishment amnesia. Like, we do something and then, boom, it's gone and we're on to the next thing. Like, that's amazing. Can we just pause and celebrate, Michelle? That's amazing. Like, that's like, again, like writing a book. There's so many people that want to do these things, but then the percentage who actually take the step to even remotely start to do it, it just
it's
drops
that
tremendously.
It's the unknown. The unknown is scary. It's pushing past the unknown, like just getting over that. Like me, when I said I wanted to, like, I don't know I know what I want to write about. I just don't know how to write it, if I do it legally the correct way, because it's very sensitive subjects. Like, I wouldn't even know where to go with that part.
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Don't put all in the ChatGPT now. Well, okay, this is cheesy, but one of the things I talk about is that fear, because that is super duper real, and I don't think we talk about it enough. And you said push past it. Yes, and it's not going away.
No.
It's going to be there every single step. And the little cliche line that I say in there, it just doesn't get to drive the bus. Like, thank you, love you, now get your ass to the back. You're not in the driver's seat of this. It's going to come along. It's trying to keep you safe.
Yeah.
It's trying to keep you safe. That's that security, safety, and freedom conundrum. It's going to be there every step of the way. It just, whether it gets to drive or not.
Yeah, because I mean, me personally, I don't really care about what people think about me personally.
Yeah.
But, I have that, like, what if this is dumb? What if it's the worst mistake I've ever... You know what I mean? There's always that.
But is that your voice, or is that somebody?
It's my stupid head. No, because I don't really... Actually,
I don't think it's yours.
Know if I've told Jeff that I have thought about writing. Because basically what I've been thinking about is not even like women empowerment, because I feel like what I've been through is just people empowerment. Like, it can be a man or a woman that would need just to know that somebody else was going through the same things they're going through.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people that are like, God, my life is so complicated, I could write a book about it. But the shit that I've been through, I mean, a fraction of it. I could legitly help somebody else that would be going through it.
Yeah.
I think everybody has a story too.
Yes.
Of course we all have. Yes.
Like,
yes.
My ideal podcast that I think would truly interest me the most to do would be to have people on and tell me their life story. Like, because literally everybody has their own book. And everybody, there's no book that's the same,
Right.
And that's super interesting to me, is hearing how people were raised, like what you come from, what you were taught, this, that, whatever. But I like, that's what I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
I
mean, part of our mission, like, I think there's a kind of community healing that gets to happen when we are storytellers. That's how we communicate at the core. That's, our previous generations, that's before we had pen and paper and all of that and printing. We told stories. That's how we passed things along and taught people things. So it's kind of foundational to us as humans.
That makes sense.
And I like...
kind of written in our DNA.
Yeah. And we are programmed for language. Like, that's actually super factual in our brains. And the thing about self-publishing is we're not waiting for, some big publishing company to come pick us up and whatever. Like, there's no gatekeeping for it. And I love the idea of not seeing the same faces on covers and not seeing the same authors. Like, hearing Michelle's story from Belmont, North Carolina, just as powerful as,
I feel like when
Mel
you
Robbins let them,
see like books getting published and like the New York Times bestseller, like that girl from Dance Moms, Nia, she just wrote her book and she shot to the top like that. And it's because, well, she's got a huge presence. Like, people know her, people relate to her because of her story. And I know it shot up there quickly, but I see that and I'm like, well, that wouldn't be me. I don't know why I would even try, but I don't want to do it for the fame, fortune, or anything like that.
Well, and we also got to know, like, that's a game of how that happens.
Right.
And New York Times bestseller is selection,
right?
Not just sales. And people buy, people buy their own books. And yeah. There's a whole system around that.
That's the best way that I could think of to help somebody, because I'm not going to go around and like preach.
Right.
I mean, I do better talking because I have nothing to hide, but it's the writing that intimidates me, and writing it right and really expressing what I'm trying to express through written word. That's harder because you gotta write the emotion. It's just like texting somebody back and forth. You don't know the tone.
Yeah. The thing we're never worried about with our clients and working with them in their books is getting the words being right. That's going to come. It's going to happen. It's that I need to know that and how to do that now before I put a word down. Mm-mm. What you're talking about, this like the story in her head and the what do I do and I feel stupid and all that. I coach the writer through that. Like that's probably the bigger thing that I do. I never worry about the words. Like the words are going to come. We have plenty of authors that like in a traditional, grammatically correct, they're not proper great writers in that sense, but they're wonderful storytellers. They have amazing things to say. We'll help them get the things smoothed out so that somebody understands it, like I'm never worried about that ever. Yeah.
Again, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, you're the most educated person that we've ever had in this room.
That's school educating. That's not necessarily, that's different.
Well, you're just, I've been lost so many times in this whole episode.
No, that's not a good thing.
It's also not hard to do. It's really not.
But no, I'm super glad you reached out to us and came on. It's been really fun. You're a smart person. I love it.
Ow. Oh no. It's fine.
Why does something always happen when I'm giving a speech? You always want to interrupt my speeches.
Continue.
But anyways, I want to give you a moment to let everybody know where they can find you. Shout out your book or books, or tell everybody
all the things.
Yeah.
Who
are you and where'd you come from?
Back
to the beginning.
So you can find me on social media. Instagram's probably the better-ish place, at the Shana_V on Instagram and Synergy Publishing Group. This book comes out Sunday, January 11th, everywhere you get your books online. It's also my birthday. There we go.
Oh, really? January 11th? Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You said you're going to be 32?
Totally.
We used to be that stupid dating show.
I will go with 32.
That's funny.
Definitely. We wouldn't. She probably wouldn't have come to that stupid dating show.
Being a
you got any good dating stories?
Now, I certainly could have. Yeah.
Have you ever been married?
I have. Yes.
Once.
Ever do it again?
Probably not.
Good one.
Okay. Real quick before we close it out, do you have like a worst dating story? Something that comes to mind just real quick, like just a...
We were meeting and going on the date, and they wanted to cruise into Harris Teeter for me to pick out my flowers.
Nope. What?
To buy me but to me to, okay, here you go, pick out what
like,
you want.
I'm buying you flowers, but I want you to pick them out.
Yeah. It was kind of awkward.
What do you think about that?
No, thank you. I said,
I would have. Were you in the car with them?
No, we were like the other place we were going was like nearby, and yeah.
No. So if you first of all, don't get me. It was the first date.
I don't want flowers.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not really a flowers person. I mean, like I'm not objecting.
But it was a first date. Why are we doing flowers on the first date? Like,
it's not, well.
Why it's cheesy. I don't care what anybody says. Flowers on the first date is cheesy. It's just like, to me, going to the fancy restaurant and pulling out all the cards on the first date. It's cheesy. Be you. Let's go to a brewery. Let's hang out. Let's chat. That's our real first date. That's how I get to know you. I'm not going to pretend to be something or dress up and get all fancy for you. I don't think so. But take me to Harris Teeter. First of all, Harris Teeter.
I didn't even think about
that. Was a one step up from Walmart.
Take me to Harris Teeter.
And then pick out my $13 bouquet of flowers.
He let you get one of them little plastic things of sushi too.
Like what?
He was actually a nice human. It was just I just never in that moment I was like,
never have I thought.
Whoa. What'd you do?
I'm I'm gone in one
Is
side.
it back? Is it okay? We're good.
Yeah. But like, ma'am, we're gonna go to Harris Teeter, and I'm gonna take you over to the tiny little florist section.
Would you want to pick out your engagement ring?
No.
Okay. I mean, I get, like, I agree. Like, I wouldn't want to pick out my engagement ring either, but
I think there are other humans like absolutely would.
So it truly is the thought of, or the thought that counts.
So I've seen women, especially in that little, we're in this group. It's like anonymous people, and they've posted and they're like, I hate my ring. I don't know how to say it. And I'm like, why do you hate it? Like, I understand not liking the cut, but it's not that. It's not really about what the ring looks like.
That's their ego.
Yeah, it's not what the ring looks like. It is the thought that was put. Like, why did
the
you
meaning
pick that
behind
ring?
it?
Like, I want you to tell me why did you pick that ring for me? I saw this ring. I thought of you. You know, the sparkle in your eye. Why did you pick that ring? What made you think of me when you saw that ring? That's what I would look at if I were to ever get another engagement ring. I technically did pick out my first one and my wedding band.
I did not.
You picked out your... I get the wedding band and all that.
Yeah, I basically, I just said what I wanted, and then shocker.
Okay.
I like an element of surprise. I like surprises.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I like surprises.
The littlest thing. When I came home on my birthday, I wasn't expecting anything. He was taking me to Gatlinburg, but he knows I hate birthday cake. It's gross. But I had a birthday cake sitting on the table with 3 little flowers and a balloon, and it was the tiniest gesture. It was sweet.
You ever had one of those birthday cake cookies, like the big ones?
I don't like chocolate chip cookies, so I don't get those either.
Every now and then I crave one of those, but then I feel bad if I went and bought a cookie cake. The
last time I had a cookie cake, I shit in the bathtub.
Okay.
So with that being said,
on that note,
Michelle, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify, and Instagram. We are live on... we'll be live on Facebook next Thursday. Also, it's usually Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll have another guest coming next Thursday.
Who was shot in the face.
Yep, was shot in the face. So that will be a very interesting story. But go hit those follow buttons, hit those subscribe buttons. Go to, you said it's Shana V?
Shana V. There's actually another V.
Go on to her Instagram page and follow her also.
Hell yeah.
Hooray.
Thank you guys so much for listening. It's been real. It's been real fun. It's been not really reckless tonight. No. You know, it's been a nice, easygoing night. Easygoing night. Like I said, really enjoyed having you on.
Thanks for having me.
You're such an interesting person. I feel like I could just sit and listen to you for hours and hours and hours and still not know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm going to do some deeper.
But I think that, maybe that's probably a me problem.
It's a rain problem.
It's a me problem.
It's a rain problem.
But yeah, like I said, thank you for coming on. And thank you guys for listening. That's been Reckless Banter, and we are out.
Out.
Why did you?
I don't know. That was weird.
That made me feel really weird.
You actually said Reckless Banter and didn't stop and almost say that stupid dating show. So it threw me off entirely.
You expected me to say that stupid dating show?
Because you've been saying that, you'll go that, and then you'd be like Reckless Banter, and you threw me off entirely. Because you said it right, you threw me off.
I practiced.
This is weird.
Anyways, thank you for listening to Reckless Banter. We are out.